Hey guys, sun's in my eyes. I'm here on Huffman Prairie. You can see it behind me. It is the largest undisturbed prairie, relatively undisturbed prairie, uh, that's preserved in its natural state in the state of Ohio. It's significant, very significant in human history. You see a white flag behind me. That's for visual confirmation of the direction that the air is flowing, which is important because behind me, off in the distance, you can see the buildings of Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. And I don't know if you can see it, but in the far distance, the Ohio Air Guard and the C-130s are there. This is the site of the world's first airport. Orville Wright, when he was 14 years old, came to this prairie on a field trip in the 9th grade. There was a trolley line leading out of Dayton that they boarded near the school and came out here, and the teacher stopped and showed them a natural undisturbed prairie. It was owned by a banker named Mr. Huffman, which part of the Huffman family that owned Huffy Bicycle Company. The Wright brothers also made bicycles, but eventually they needed a place to test their airplanes. And this was the place. If you hear popping, shooting behind me, that's the gun range across the way. So they asked the banker if they could use this field to test their airplanes, and he said yes, provided they didn't disturb his cows that were out here. After they tested in Kitty Hawk, they brought the plane back here, and for the next 18 months tested it and improved it until they were able to stay airborne and fly about 20 miles. This was the world's first airport. Continues to be a major air base. Between 1910 and 1915, they operated a flying school here where they taught some of the world's first pilots how to fly, including many who became aces in World War I. I'll holler at you later. Behind me is a replica of the catapult that the Wright brothers used to get their flying machines airborne. That concrete block weighs about 1,600 pounds. They would use horses and a pulley to raise it to the top of the derrick and then drop it and transfer the energy onto a cable here in this rail, and it would eject them. I don't think this is in the exact location of the original catapult for one reason. Well, besides the fact the sign told me, this is the world's first aircraft hangar. It would have launched them into the hangar. This hangar was built here because it's the most distant corner of the 81 acres from the trolley stop over where I'm parked. They wanted to hide what they were doing from onlookers, but in the spring of 1905, onlookers gathered, and one of the Wright brothers was able to fly and make 29 loops over this field, fly for 40 some minutes, 24 miles. He landed when he ran out of gas. This is the hangar right here. And as you can see, we're right up against what would be considered wild prairie, although it has been built on further back. It's the runway of the airbase right back there. Have a good day. I'll holler at you later.